Mushrooms have fascinated man from the olden times, and the edible species collected from forests were considered as the choicest dish for the privileged people. However, science has made it possible to cultivate them under artificial conditions, and some of them have attained commercial status. Well-established mushroom farms have come up in India also, and this is a view of such a farm in Solan. At Solan, mushroom cultivation started about 40 years back, and today this city is known as the Mushroom City of India. The National Research Centre for Mushroom, a unit of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, is also located at Solan. Here, cultivation methods of various kinds of mushrooms have been developed and refined for mushroom farmers of our country. Presently, white button mushroom and oyster mushroom are being cultivated in India on a commercial scale. Let us see how these two mushrooms are cultivated. Button mushrooms are grown indoors on a specially made substrate called compost, which is either filled in poly bags or spread on shelves. This mushroom requires cooler climate, and the best suited temperature is 14 degrees Celsius to 18 degrees Celsius with a high humidity and ample ventilation. This is why its production is popular in the hills of Himalayas and during the winter in the northern plains. Cultivation of this mushroom involves 4 distinct steps: spawn preparation, compost preparation, casing, crop management and harvesting. Mushroom seed, which is popularly known as spawn, is made in India mainly on wheat grains. It is prepared by well-trained technicians in a scientific laboratory under aseptic conditions. It may alternatively be procured from a reliable spawn laboratory. There are 3 major steps involved in spawn preparation, namely raising pure culture, master spawn preparation, commercial spawn preparation. For raising pure culture, a healthy looking mushroom is chosen and cleaned. A small bit of tissue is transferred on malt extract agar medium under aseptic conditions. Inoculated tubes are incubated at 24 to 26 degrees Celsius. The tubes will be full of mycelial growth in 10 to 12 days and can be used for preparing master spawn. For spawn preparation, wheat grains are boiled till soft and are spread for removing excess moisture and also for cooling. Gypsum and calcium carbonate at the rate of 2 and 0.5% respectively are thoroughly mixed with the wheat grains and filled in glucose bottles for master spawn preparation. The bottles are then steam sterilized in autoclave at 22 psi pressure for 1.5 hours. These are then cooled to room temperature and inoculated with pure culture of mushrooms. The inoculation is done under sterile conditions, preferably on a laminar flow. The inoculated bottles or bags are incubated at 25 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 days for full mycelial growth. The master spawn is now ready. The commercial spawn is prepared in bags from this master spawn. Inoculated bags of commercial spawn are incubated in an incubation room for 15 to 20 days at 25 degrees Celsius to make them ready for use. Fully grown spawn looks white, strandy, and is free from any dark or colored spots. Compost for button mushroom is prepared using a variety of organic and inorganic ingredients like wheat straw or paddy straw, chicken manure, urea, can, wheat bran, MOP, gypsum and SSP. There are two methods of compost preparation, long method and short method. The long method of composting is totally outdoor and it takes 24 to 28 days to complete. For long method of composting, the most common formula in India is shown here. Wheat or paddy straw 1000 kg, calcium ammonium nitrate 30 kg, urea 10 kg, superphosphate 10 kg, muriate of potash 10 kg, wheat bran 50 kg, gypsum 40 to 50 kg. To begin with, wheat straw is spread on the platform and is thoroughly wetted for 2 days. This process is called pre-wetting. A fertilizer mixture is prepared 1 day ahead of pile making by mixing and wetting can, urea, SSP, MOP and wheat bran. The mixture is covered with a wet gunny sheet to prevent the escape of ammonia. All fertilizers get dissolved and absorbed in the bran. Next day the fertilizer mixture is added to the wet wheat straw and a 1.5 meter high and 1.5 meter broad pile is made with the help of a set of boards. This pile is kept moist by water spraying on all sides till 5th day to encourage microbial fermentation. To give turning to the ingredients and maintain aerobic conditions, the pile is broken and remade from 6th day onward as shown here. On 6th day give first turning, 10th day second turning, 13th day third turning add gypsum, 16th day fourth turning, 19th day fifth turning, 22nd day sixth turning, 25th day seventh turning, 28th day break open the pile if no ammonia smell persists. Initial temperature inside the pile remains near ambient which gradually rises to 65 to 70 degrees Celsius on third day onward. During third turning, gypsum is added while making the heap. On 28th day, the compost is spawned after cooling. A good quality compost should have 68 to 72% moisture, 7.2 to 7.8 pH, dark brown color, non-greasy texture, sweet smell, and should be free from pathogens and pests. The short method of composting is completed in 16 to 18 days in two phases, the outdoor phase and indoor phase, and is generally adopted by large growers. For this, a pasteurization chamber, a blower, and a boiler are essentially required. The ingredients required for short method composting are wheat straw 1000 kg, poultry manure 400 kg, urea 14.5 kg, brewer's grain 72 kg, and gypsum 30 kg. For the outdoor phase, the wheat straw is fully wetted, and after mixing chicken manure and wheat bran, a low stack of 50 to 60 centimeters height is made to initiate the fermentation process. 2 days later, the stack is broken and remade. Water is sprayed if needed. After further 2 days, urea is added to the substrate and a high aerobic pile is made. The pile is then given regular turnings as shown here. Gypsum is added at the third turning. For indoor phase, the compost is filled in a bulk chamber where it is kept for 7 days for conditioning and pasteurization. After filling, all the doors and ventilators are closed and the blower is switched on to bring the compost at a uniform temperature of 45 degrees Celsius. The compost temperature is raised to 48 to 52 degrees Celsius by steam injection and opening the ventilator and maintained for conditioning of the compost for 2 days. After conditioning for 2 days, the temperature is further raised to 59 degrees Celsius by steam injection for pasteurization of the compost for 6 to 8 hours. Later, the temperature is brought down to 48 to 52 degrees Celsius by ample ventilation for 2 days or till there is no ammonia smell in the compost, and is then cooled to make it ready for spawning with more fresh air. Fully prepared compost has dark brown color and is full of whitish fire fangs. It should be free from ammonia smell and should have 68 to 72% moisture. The ready and cool compost is filled in trays or bags or shelf and spawned at the rate of 500 grams grain spawn per quintal of compost. The spawn bags are kept in the spawn running room at 25 degrees Celsius. If the bed temperature is maintained around 25 degrees Celsius, the compost slowly turns white due to mycelial growth in 12 to 14 days, and the bags become ready for casing. Casing soil is a mixture of garden soil and rotten FYM in equal quantities. It is sterilized either with formalin or steam. For formalin treatment, the casing mixture is sprayed with 4% formalin and covered with plastic sheet for about 1 week. The pH of casing soil should be around 7 to 7.5 and can be adjusted by adding chalk powder or gypsum. The spawn run beds are cased to initiate fruiting. For casing, the bed surface is made even and about 4 to 5 cm thick layer of pasteurized casing soil is applied uniformly over it with the help of a wooden block. Cased bags are kept on shelves in the cropping room and regularly sprayed with water. The temperature and humidity of the rooms are maintained at 25 degrees Celsius and humidity around 90% to complete the case run. In about 7 days' time, the mycelium comes up in the casing layer. The temperature of the room is then brought down to 14 to 18 degrees Celsius and ample ventilation is provided to initiate fruiting. Mushroom primordia generally appear 10 to 15 days after casing and develop into buttons and are ready for harvest in the next 3 to 4 days. Mushroom continue to fruit till 40 to 50 days. They appear in flushes with a gap of 7 to 10 days. Normally, 4-5 flushes are economical. The harvested mushrooms are trimmed and washed in 0.05% solution of potassium metabisulfite and packed in perforated polythene bags for marketing. Oyster mushroom is popularly called as dingri in northern India. Its scientific name is Pleurotus species. The typical shape of oyster mushroom is shell or broad spatula or fan shaped with various colors like white, cream, pink, yellowish or light brown. There are 36 species of Pleurotus reported so far in the world. Some of these are Pleurotus florida, Pleurotus flabulotus, Pleurotus cornucopia, Pleurotus sajar kaju and Pleurotus eringiae. Steps involved in oyster mushroom cultivation are spawn preparation, substrate preparation, spawning and crop management. Spawn of oyster mushroom is prepared the same way as that of button mushroom. Different crop residues like paddy straw, wheat straw or sugarcane bagasse can be used as substrate for this mushroom. There are several methods of substrate preparation: hot water treatment, chemical treatment, steam treatment. Hot water treatment. The substrate is dipped in hot water at 60 to 80 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes. The excess water is drained off and the substrate is spawned after cooling. Chemical sterilization technique. In this method, substrate is soaked in a solution of bavastine 75 ppm and formalin 500 ppm for 16 to 18 hours. For treating 12 to 14 kg straw, 125 ml of formalin and 7.5 grams of bavastine are required in 100 liters of water. The chemical solution is prepared in a galvanized drum, tub or in a cemented tank. After treating the substrate, excess water is drained off. The straw is spawned with grain spawn at the rate of 1.25 kg spawn for 55 to 60 kg wet straw. To 6 kg spawn substrate is filled in polythene bags of 60 to 45 cm size. Small holes are punched in the bags for aeration. Spawn substrate bags are kept on bamboo or iron shelves in a dark cropping room and incubated between 20 to 28 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 days or till the mycelial growth is complete. Contaminated bags with mold infection should be removed or discarded. Mycelial run bags are opened to induce fruiting. Bags are kept at a distance of 15 to 20 centimeters to facilitate harvesting. The cropping room and beds are sprayed with water to maintain high relative humidity. To initiate fruiting, the beds are provided fresh air by opening the doors and windows for 1 to 2 hours in the morning and evening. Oyster mushroom also needs light for mushroom production at least for 4 to 6 hours daily. Pinheads normally appear within a week, which mature into fully grown fruit bodies in 3 to 4 days. Before the margins of the mushroom start curling and shedding their spore, they should be plucked by gentle twisting. The lower portion of the stem of harvested mushrooms are trimmed using a knife before packing in perforated polybags for marketing. They can also be sun-dried or dried in hot air. Like other crops, mushrooms also suffer from diseases and pests under adverse and unhygienic conditions. Some of the major diseases and pests of button mushroom like cobweb, wet bubble, brown plaster mold, yellow mold, green mold, and inky caps are shown here. Some of these also infect oyster mushrooms. Among the pests, flies and their larvae cause serious damage, but these can be controlled easily with a light trap. Nematodes also damage the button mushroom, but they are not visible to the naked eyes. Most of these problems can be effectively prevented by maintaining cleanliness and hygiene in the cropping rooms and applying minimum preventive and safe pesticides. to distant markets, mushrooms are preserved in tin cans for easy transport. Mushrooms are excellent health food, rich in protein and vitamins, low in fats, starch and sugar, with medicinal attributes also. Now, the views of Dr. R.N. Verma, Director, National Research Centre for Mushroom, Solan.
India, with its rich biodiversity, varied agroclimate, cheap labour and large quantities of agro wastes available, has immense possibility of increasing its production as well as diversifying its mushroom portfolio. By incorporating different mushroom species having different temperature requirement, the cost of cultivation as well as the investment on the infrastructure development can also be reduced, so that the mushroom farming can be more profitable, more competitive and sustainable in the years to come.
For further information and help, contact the Director, National Research Centre for Mushroom, Chambaghat, Solan, Himachal Pradesh.